if I'm totally feminine, then I can't work or I can't do action things. Or if I'm masculine, the masculine is what does the action. And that's not entirely true. My name is Gabriel. I'm a twin flame coach, and I help people come into harmonious union with their twin flame. And I am a trans man. I am a divine masculine. And so that might give you a hint as to where I am on this journey and where I am on this topic. So if you're kind of questioning, like, are you masculine or feminine? Are you one or both? I think it's important to recognize that though we see a lot of pictures and a lot of depictions of heterosexual couples as twin flames, that there is a considerable amount of LGBTQ twin flames out there. And what does that mean if you are? How do you know if you are? And how do you go through that process? The teachings of union and what I've discovered within myself is that you're only ever one or the other. You're masculine 100% or you're feminine 100%. And the reason why I've come to that conclusion is because when I was trying to like balance that within myself, when I was still kind of hanging on to femininity when coming into my masculinity, things were really unbalanced in my twin flame relationship. The goal is never just like, am I masculine? Am I feminine? Let me fit in a box. It's how can I express myself the most authentically as I can? If you're anti LGBTQ, like, please see yourself out. We don't need that. Just to backing up a little bit for a little bit of my process, when I started this journey, I didn't consider myself trans. I considered myself kind of bisexual. I had had dates and relationships with both women and men at that point, and my false twin flame was a man who may or may not have been a divine feminine and a masculine body. There was some signs there. I've dated a lot of men who came out to me as gay. I've been on both sides of the fence and ultimately came to the truth in my heart of being a divine masculine and being and going through that process to transition and live authentically as I am. And so how do you know if you're masculine or feminine? And what does that mean? If you're masculine or feminine, you're going to have an inner feeling within of who you are. And the way you express it on the outside doesn't matter. You could be masculine and maybe you decide that you don't resonate with being trans and you just want to like identify with being like lesbian and butch or something. Like that's totally fine. I really noticed that the more I identify with femininity, the less safe my twin flame felt. She's the divine feminine. And that's not something that it was an overnight thing. That was something that came together as a result of me doing a lot of inner work and a lot of inner reflection. And as I healed and grew, I started to get glimpses of like, oh, I think I'm the divine masculine. I think I might be more masculine until I was finally ready to accept that for myself because I had a lot of internalized homophobia, transphobia, and I've had to work through those things. Even after coming out, there's still things that I've had to work through. The role of the masculine is kind of like the protector, the giver. And that doesn't mean that the divine masculine never receives. Both masculine and feminine give and receive in balance. They just give and receive in different ways. The masculine gives by giving his gift and more action based, and the feminine gives by receiving. But that doesn't mean that the feminine sits back and eats bonbons and the masculine goes out and works. It's an energetic thing. It's like how you show up in the world. Both can be doing the exact same activity, and one can be doing it in a masculine way, and one can be doing it in a feminine way. It's just about you showing up authentically as you. And I think that's where people get upset is thinking like, if I'm totally feminine, then I can't work or I can't do action things. Or if I'm masculine, the masculine is what does the action. And that's not entirely true. It's always an energetic thing. Again, like you could be chopping wood and be feminine about it. It's literally just the overall energy that you are in when you're doing the action. You just have to be authentic with where you're at. There's a difference between identifying as lesbian and being like butch and like feeling good within yourself or being non-binary, like feeling like you're non-binary physically in the way you express yourself, but being masculine or feminine within. If you feel authentic in your expression of that and you're not upset with being like a masculine and a feminine body, or a feminine and a masculine body, or men's body, however you want to say it. If you have upsets there, then you're not operating from authenticity. That takes exploration. That's not something that's just like, well, I felt into it for 5 minutes and now I know exactly who I am. It really is a exploration of what feels good, how it feels good to express yourself, and what you can naturally relax into. When I was operating from a feminine way or trying to be feminine, it often was very exhausting for me. I felt like I was always wearing a mask, I was always performing. And the more I've relaxed into my masculinity, the more that gives back to me. It's not something that I have to force or fake. I just relax into it and I naturally express myself from that masculinity. There's still things that I'm healing, there's still things that I'm exploring, and it's an ongoing process. But you have to start by just accepting yourself where you are and how you like to express yourself, and look at, how do I like to express myself? What feels best for me here? I want people to know that if you are questioning on your journey, like if you are, trying to figure out who you are, like don't focus on the label, just focus on how it feels good to be you. And your twin flame is going to recognize you no matter what body that you're in, or what your pronouns are, or how you identify. They're going to love and appreciate you for you when you appreciate you for you. Ultimately, God created you either masculine or feminine, and the way that you express yourself is perfect when it's from an authentic point of view. Where you get in trouble is when you try to conform to what you think society wants from you as a masculine or a feminine, because I think the standards that we have for both sides of the fence are very limited into what we think a feminine is, what we think a masculine is, and how they should act and how they should behave and what body they should be in. God doesn't see that. God is not a physical body. God is an energy, and God is both masculine and feminine. You might think, well, if God's both masculine and feminine, God made me in his, her image, then why am I not both? Well, you are both. Whatever polarity side you are for your union, and your twin flame is the other side of that, because you're one. I don't believe that twin flames are split from one single soul. You share like an oversoul, if you want to call it like that. Like you share one consciousness, but you are whole unto yourself. You together are a whole, right? So you have masculine, feminine, together you are one. You just have to relax into being who you truly are, and you will naturally like express yourself as your polarity. You don't have to get caught up in the terminology or the labels. It's just about the energy that you're doing it in. If you're afraid to be trans because you know that you're a masculine, or you know that you're a feminine, and you're like, no, 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 I have to hide because I'm afraid of that. I'll just play it safe and identify one way or the other. That's where you end up in the problem. Not because like it's wrong or it's bad to be bi or lesbian or gay. That's not it at all. That's perfectly fine if that's how you truly identify with yourself. If that's how you truly feel like, this is me expressing myself authentically, totally fine. But if you're doing it out of fear, that's where the problem lies. Yeah, if you like this video and you are wanting support on your twin flame journey, maybe you are in the LGBTQ community and you want to understand more about how you and your twin flame can come together. Maybe you're questioning if this is part of your path. I can help you. Sign up for your clarity call and I can help you with your next steps. Like and follow for more, and I'll see you in the next video.